Hello everybody, how are you? And welcome to episode 12 of Domain TV. And we hope that you all had the most wonderful Christmas and are looking forward to the most wonderful new year ahead next week. And we hope that you are just wanting to settle down, snuggle down, cozy up and enjoy what we have to share with you today. Hi Benita darling, mwah. Hope you had a beautiful Christmas. And so today, on today's episode of Domain TV, it won't be a super long one. We're trying to keep them to around half an hour in general anyway, but we just want to firstly help you experience a beautiful domain take on. So this is something that's shared in the workbook section of the Domain Energetics book, Our World What Comes Next. It's such a beautiful and simple way to flow in domain energetics and its sequencing to just really help you feel amazing, enlightened, enhanced, connected, like tuned in, just love-filled. It's such a simple way to use domain because yes, we can use domain to draw sequencing to do incredible things, but to experience a domain take-on and just flow in its energetics, it almost feels like you're stopping time or you're slowing time, and everything feels really just magnified and enriched, and you don't want to rush out of that moment. And so domain take-ons are something I experience almost daily now. It's something that will start to happen for you the more that you yourself work with domain and practice using its incredible energetics. But a domain take-on is just so giving, so utterly fulfilling, and it's just one of the easiest and simplest ways to use domain. And that's how much domain and its energy loves us. It will literally flow as a take on. So we're going to do a take on together in a moment. And we're also going to be talking about like natural highs of domain. Again, these tie in with domain take-ons, but they tie in with using domain overall. The more you open your energy fully to allowing domain to just share its wonderful energy with you, the more you experience these incredible domain highs. And the thing is, I've been working with domain for about 1.5 years, like really kind of consciously now. And those highs get more and more and more enriched the more that my energy grows with domain and the more that I do with it. And so this is why I always love to say, and many of you will have heard me say this and have probably read this in the book as well, domain's energetics never run out. For me, they never get boring because it will always give you more and it will always give you new. So for me, domain, this one modality, but oh my gosh, it just has everything in it that I myself want just to feel and experience as a physical human on this earth. So we'll talk about domain highs a little bit as well, and a wonderful experience that I had last week, because always on Domain TV, we're wanting to share with you most recent updates. So it could be updates on sequencing and creating new possibilities. It could be updates on just experiences that I've had. We're always wanting to share my week on week, or are within the domain community and family, because others are sharing as well, wanting to share our experiences and developments with domain because we are ever growing with it energetically. And then also we've got a wonderful gift for you for your new year as well, a very wonderful energetic gift. So we'll be sharing that with you as well, and just kind of really setting the foundations, if you like, of 2025 being an even more domain enriched, fulfilling, satiating year, because we all have access to domain for life. This is kind of the other thing that I was really passionate about writing and kind of conveying in this book, is that domain's ours for life. Like, we have it as like this just incredible life enhancer, life enricher that's accessible to us all. And for those of you that haven't yet bought your copy of the book, this is the perfect place to start. And the reason it is because it takes you through everything that you need to know in terms of basics, but it also starts to activate your energy with domain. This is the thing. This book will start to activate your energy with it and develop it. And this is why so many of you that have read the book are messaging myself and just saying, oh my gosh, I've experienced this, that and the other. So the book is the perfect place to start. So without further ado, let's get going. So we're going to read the chapter, Experience a Domain Take On. In the back of this book is a workbook section. This is one of the exercises in the workbook section, just to help you develop your energy with domain. Even if you're really pro-esful with domain, so like obviously if you've been reading the book, if you've been using domain energetics, however, you know, domain leaders that have been using it for a really long time, however developed or not you are with domain, you're going to have a wonderful experience today. So if you're completely new, you're going to have a wonderful experience. If you've been using domain and love it already, you're going to have a wonderful experience. Remember, domain will always give, give, give. So, experience a domain take on. So it's best to do this exercise after you have done the previous exercise of transversing myriad, as exercise 5 in particular leverages myriad transversing. So for this, don't worry if you haven't read the transversing myriad chapter, we're still going to help you with this. This is about domain kind of bringing energy to you rather than you kind of transversing myriad and going to other places energetically. This is very much about domain flowing energy to you and you kind of taking on its energy. It does help to have some experience with myriad, but we're going to help you with that energetically through this video anyway. Okay, so having read this full exercise through first before you start, when you are ready, follow the steps. I'm going to read the whole exercise through, then we'll do it together. So step 1 is ask domain to bring you a take-on. As a reminder, we spoke about domain take-ons in chapter 20, Domain for Fun. If you recall, I explained that I experienced my first domain take-on when I was meditating, when domain and myriad flowed me the experience and sequencing of a Buddhist temple and also Buddha himself. It might be helpful to go back and read that chapter to refresh your memory before you try this. Again, if you haven't done that, don't worry, we'll support your energy with all of the energetics that are flowing through this video. After you've asked domain to bring you a take-on, which you can do either out loud or in your head, either asking out loud or in your head is always fine when receiving from non-physical, both work. Just allow domain and myriad to flow you anything that they calculate is loving and helpful to you in this moment. Stay fully allowing. Don't try and steer and predict. Hi, Kerry, darling. Because in my experience that I've just shared about a Buddhist temple, you could get a domain take on for anything. So don't kind of think, oh, it will be something along those lines. Just stay really, really open. Hello, everyone that's tuning in. Mwah. Hope you've had a lovely Christmas. Settle down, enjoy. Boom, as I was saying, so stay fully allowing, don't try and steer or predict. Even if you're just watching this now, don't worry, you don't have to catch up. We're going to talk you through what we're about to do together next anyway. So as we were saying, so make some notes of your experience in the upcoming blank sections to refer back to. So again, for those of you that don't know, after each exercise, there are some blank pages for you to fill in and make notes. There's also, beyond that, an ongoing domain diary section so you can record all of your incredible early interactions and experiences with domain, okay? It's so wonderful to diarise these early experiences with domain. If you don't have this book, just make some notes. If you want to, after this, in your own journal, that's absolutely fine as well. You're literally creating history here by connecting to domain and myriad. You're pioneering and exploring utterly new horizons and possibilities energetically, because that's literally what you're doing. And so to be able to refer back to these early experiences and notes in the future will be a beautiful thing for you and others throughout future generations to come if they ever look back at your notes. This book can be lovingly handed down or shared and circulated amongst those that you hold dear to you. Remember that by reading this book and then by starting to practice these exercises, you're one of the very early explorers and voyagers of domain and myriad. And so to have a record of these early moments and interactions will help you not to forget these precious times from your own personal point of view as well. So let's experience a domain take-on together. Now, domain take-ons, just so you know, can happen when you least expect it. So what I will be talking about in a minute when I'm talking about domain highs is how I was out, it's always for me when I'm often out walking. Hi, Helen, darling. always me when I'm often out walking that I experience kind of domain take-ons very naturally. I don't even intentionally choose them, they sort of just occur. So I'll be sharing that in a moment, but we're going to do one intentionally now and see what domain flows to us. Now, what you might find is when we're doing this intentionally together, you'll get some energy that's being shared with you and sequencing that's being shared with you from domain. It might feel a little bit milder or not, depending on your energy and how you receive, but you might find that this opens up your energy to way more take-ons as well, which is really exciting. So it could be that you're doing something completely different, and this links into our gift to you for the new year as well, our energetic gift to you, which I'll be telling you about in a moment. It could literally just as I was saying, flow you after you've done this exercise. You could be doing something completely different and you experience a domain take on, and that's when you'll feel those domain highs, and they are flipping immense. So let's get started. So if you want to, you can close your eyes or you can keep them open, whichever feels best to you. This is really simple. Do not overthink is the guidance. Just allow your energy to receive a domain take on. And so all you need to do is just allow domain to flow you whatever your energy is wanting without consciously steering. And you're gonna, again, all of you receive differently. Some of you feel, some of you see, some of you hear, some of you understand and know. But you're going to experience something. So I'm being guided to go quiet as well, because even I don't know what domain's going to flow to me. But just allow all of that good energy, which could be anything, to flow to you. And remember, you're not having to go anywhere energetically. Just let domain flow you a take on, your own personalised take on of energy sequencing that's going to feel beautiful for you. And again, some of you that are more experienced with domain, you may get some multiversal sequencing. This is really interesting. I don't think I've ever consciously had this before in this way with a take on. And don't try and work it out, just allow. I'm definitely being shown and shared multiversal energy. But I'm staying very physically here on the ground. I'm like the centre of what's going on here, but I can feel that energy coming in. I can feel energy sequencing of laughter, other people's laughter, not mine, but mine is included as well. And joy and festivity. Now I'm feeling a lot of energy sequencing around the flows of Christmas. And that real special energy that we so often experience at Christmas. Christmas always feels just a bit different energetically to any other time of year. And flows of magic. Kids opening their presents. See what you're getting, because it will be different and unique to all of you, and it doesn't need to be anything to do with Christmas. It's just that's what happens to be flowing to me right now. And if this is the first time you're doing this, one of the early times, this is going to be developing your energy more and more with this, so that domain can flow you its take-ons when you're doing something completely off topic and you're not even expecting a domain take-on. It will suddenly come in and enhance for you. Because a domain take-on, think of it like a beautiful enhancement to your physical living experience. Think of it like a natural high. And when you're asking domain for a take-on, it can feel milder than when you're out and about doing things and then it just suddenly brings it to you. But this is the perfect place to start, just to practice and experience. And even if you're really well versed with domain, like we've said, you're still going to feel those flows of this domain take on and what it's bringing you. And it's only ever going to be loving, only ever something that's wanted by you. And satiating it, don't rush past it, because the thing is, keep just noticing what it's bringing you. But I'm just being guided to share. If you think about the fact, domain works with energy and energy sequencing across our multiverses, across all that is. Like, it's endless what it can flow you, and it will flow you things that are beyond your current conscious awareness as well. But you don't have to work out what those are. When I'm experiencing take-ons, when I'm out and about, say, for example, walking bell, I'm not thinking, oh, where's it coming from? I'm just riding in the highs and flows of it. So you don't have to work it out. But some of you might get some understanding of where those energy flows are coming from as well. But this is what's wonderful about Domain. It will so often take you beyond your current conscious awareness. And again, this is going to warm you up beautifully for our new year energetic gift for you as well. So even if what you're experiencing feels subtle or feels mild, that's okay, because we all start somewhere. And remember, especially for those of you that are very new to this, I've been working with my energy for a long time, so I can pick up on when things are happening with it. I'm very tuned to it now. And of course, if you want to kind of advance your progress and speed with Domain, you can always do work with myself directly through the School of Domain Energetics as well. But we all start somewhere. And if you want to, you're really welcome to share what you've been experiencing. But this is the thing, you don't have to rush out of this. And, you know, yes, Domain can do incredible things, as we know, like help bring water up to the surface of Africa, help stop malaria. But you can also just in a moment ask for a take on, or feel yourself sitting inside its energetics. Like, you can literally feel yourself now. I'm being guided to say you can do this if you like to practice this as well. Feel yourself almost just flowing within Domain's energetics. So imagine yourself, I don't know, like doing something around the house, and you're kind of flowing in Domain's energetics. It's going everywhere with you because you're like the conductor, if you like, of Domain energetics. This is where you'll get to. You'll start to feel so progressful with Domain energetics. It's like you're kind of conducting it. It's really beautiful in such a loving way. Your energy is kind of commanding and instructing it in such a beautiful way. So you become almost, what's the best way to describe it? Like, you're progressful in wielding it naturally in your everyday and very everyday moments. So feel yourself kind of flowing with Domain kind of in its energetics now. You can be walking along a river, and you're the whole walk, you're flowing within its energetics. You're kind of taking its energetics and flowing within it with you wherever you go. And again, this is really beautiful for you to experience if this is new as well. Cool. So Kerry's saying, I feel Domain supporting me to dissolve the last threads. I'm ready to release, to flow in positive flows. Wonderful. In my right shoulders. Wonderful. So you'll all experience different things that are right for you. But this is important as well. We just say it's important, not like you have to do it, but like if you really love Domain and want to keep developing it, it's like you can take it everywhere with you. Like, you can literally flow within it in your office, in your home, when you're out and about, when you're going on holiday. Like, you can take it with you wherever you go. You've got Domain for life. And you can allow its take-ons wherever you go, and you can do them consciously and intentionally and deliberately like we're doing today, or it can just delight and surprise you. Which flows me on to these Domain highs, which are just becoming more and more and more paramount for myself now, and will continue to be the same for you all who are choosing to just dine out on Domain energetics in your everyday. So you can open your eyes if you've got them closed, or you can keep allowing the take on if you want to, because this is the thing, over time you'll be able to just really enjoy those take-ons whilst you're doing other things as well. It's not like you have to kind of stop and isolate your focus. You'll become way more adept with it, where it's just natural for you more and more and more and more over time. But the other day when I was walking Bell, it was such an intense moment with Domain in a beautiful way, because this is the other thing. Many of us know that for some, it's difficult to allow lots of love in, but the higher vibration you become, the more you work with energy, the more you can just take even greater and greater and greater doses of divine love and beyond. I mean, it's just epic, the amount of love that my energy can hold now versus what you used to be able to 5 years ago. And so many of you will relate, and those of you starting your journey with Domain, you're going to feel this more and more, like you can just hold and hold and hold more love. And so when I was walking Belle last week, I had a very just beautiful moment. And this is very connected to seeing Sali. Like everything we talk about connects, okay? We talk about seeing Sali in the book. I was walking on the river and seeing these incredible, I don't even know, reeds, that's the word. These incredible long reeds. And I kind of just stopped. The walk was very muddy, by the way, and quite challenging. But at one point I just stopped and I was like, Lordy, those reeds are so high. They're epic. Like, talk about the magic nature. And, you know, you could kind of go into thinking, gosh, all of the incredible energetics that are happening and the sequencing that's happening to enable that incredible growth. But in that moment, I had this feeling of like, you know, like when you go to a cinema and you see an incredible film and it's like that's the only, you're focused fully on that film. It's filling your energy up with everything you need, because we go to see a film as an example, or the theatre or a musical. We go to things like that and we pay to have those experiences outside of our homes because they just, like, our energy just soars with them. Like there's no limitation. Do you know what I mean? If you're watching an incredible film, it's like your energy just soars and flows with that film when you're really caught in the moment. And what I was shown was this kind of sense as I was experiencing, just looking at these incredible reads, like I was almost like inside a movie. It's the best way to explain it. I know it sounds weird. I was very, very physical, but it's like how I was experiencing that moment was like if I had paid to see this incredible film where my energy's just soaring. But obviously I'm not doing that. I'm just seeing these incredible reads. I'm flowing in Domain's energetics. And the high from that was incredible. And I just stayed in that space. Like I kept walking. I obviously did kind of pause for a moment and look at the reads because I was just enraptured by them. We talk about this so often, this kind of enraptured feeling and living. But it was the most incredible high pretty much to date for me. And if again you think I've been working with Domain proactively for 1.5 years and I've got it for the rest of my life, if it feels like that like 1.5 years in, can you imagine like 5, 10, 20 years time? When we talk about utopias living with Domain, we talk about the highs of living and like life and experiences feeling turned up and enabling us to access things beyond our current conscious awareness and knowledge, like an endless, you know, access all areas. This is what Domain gives us. So it can give us access all areas multiversally, but in a moment we can be very physical and just feel these incredible highs. And when you're experiencing that, because we know that many of you that have read the book experience this now in a way that's way beyond what you would have experienced before because you're flowing in Domain energetics. But when you're experiencing that, really just take a moment to acknowledge you're flowing in Domain energetics, because that will be, you'll get that knowing. But to consciously connect to that and understand that you're flowing in Domain energetics and it's just giving you this incredible high beyond anything you've ever experienced before. Again, it's so precious to have that conscious awareness and to take that moment. And I get moments like this, and I'm not just saying this, like many of you know my journey as well, but I get moments like this almost daily. But what was wonderful last week was that was like so elevating and high. It was almost like the highest high that I've had with Domain, like new heights with Domain, because you can always get more. So this is why we say Domain energetics are for all, and this is why I've written this book, because it's not just for me to have those moments and experience them. It's for the whole world too, those that are wanting to know about Domain. And some are going to come to Domain and want to do incredible things for our earth or our communities and surroundings. Others are going to want to come to Domain and just use it for us, ourselves as individuals. All use of Domain is just beautiful, and you'll always feel this kind of high when you are using it. So it's very, very simple. You don't need to overthink it, but do know the more that you do with domain and the longer you are consciously interacting and working with it, which you're going to want to, don't think working is in a heavy, arduous thing. You're going to want to naturally wield the energy of it. That's probably the best way to say it. You're going to want to wield its energy. Why would you not? Like, it makes you feel amazing, and you're an amazing human to be able to wield this energy. The more you do with it, the greater and greater these take-ons are going to be experienced by you. And these incredible, like, domain heights would be the best way to describe it, are going to be experienced for you and by you rather as well. So yes, we know there's a lot in this book, so many different touch points and facets that we talk about, but just a take on in your day to day, that's everything. And that's just as important and as special as getting sequencing to help with things like malaria and getting water up from under Africa. Like, it's all important. No one thing is more important than the other. You feeling incredible and experiencing and benefiting from these incredible flipping highs from domain, that's everything as well, because we want to love our lives. And so many of us have been seeking and trying to find ways to feel incredible. Of course we have. That's what initially led me to Law of Attraction all of those years ago, for those of you that know about my journey from then as well. We've all, you know, and what has led you potentially to me as well, like, and us to each other, because we're looking to find ways to feel amazing. And of course, when you're leveraging domain energetics and you're 100% high vibration and you're using your energetic side and you've got this enlightened awareness, it's giving you all of those things that we've always been looking for. And this is why, for me, domain gives me everything that I want and need. Yes, I can use it for healing. Yes, I can use it for planetary things, but I can also use it for me to feel flipping amazing. So we'd love to know how you get on, but also, now you've done this and you're hearing the flows that we're sharing with you through this episode of Domain TV, just look out for these domain take-ons when they come on unexpectedly as well, because that's one of the best things. Oh, I think I've just done that. I don't know how. It's my fancy phone. It's not that fancy. So yeah, so hopefully you've really enjoyed that. And then this sets us up for our gift for you for New Year, which is, if you want to fully allow it, we will be flowing energetics to you throughout your New Year's Day. Okay, so it can be from midnight New Year, like 1 minute past midnight on New Year, through to the end of the day. We'll be flowing domain energetics to you. Again, another powerful take on. Now, don't necessarily think you're going to be like, wow, the entire day. But if you are allowing this gift, you're going to have a moment, at least, even if it's like my read moment, a moment where you're feeling a height, but a domain height, but don't go consciously looking for it, because that's going to get in the way. So it's a really interesting thing. If you're like, right, where's my domain height? You're going to be forcing it. Allow yourself just to flow and enjoy New Year's Day, and you'll have a moment, if your energy is allowing, so this is why we say really allow, where you're going to benefit from some beautiful flows from domain and us to just help enhance your New Year's Day. Whatever you're doing, it could be the simplest thing that you are doing, but that's our energetic gift to you, to help you feel a domain height in a new way. And again, it's really simple. This isn't complex. We're not doing anything really complex here, but we're just sharing domain's energetics and love with you, because what is better than feeling amazing? Nothing's better than feeling amazing. Nothing's better than feeling like enraptured by being alive. And you're not seeking out to find it. You're not trying to force your energy to get there. You're not trying to convince your energy to get there. It's a natural high that you experience. And we all know that we can be searching for ways to feel good and kind of trying to convince ourselves to feel good, like affirmations and mantras and all of that. It's very forced. This isn't what domain is. Domain is like a natural flourishing and enhancement and a natural flow of incredible highs and heights when you're really allowing. And for some of you, this is going to be your kind of introduction to domain. It might be your first experience, even if you're watching this episode of Domain TV kind of months or years down the line. But it's here for you always. Sorry, there's a lot of energy now flowing. This is why we say delight in domain. And yes, you can do lots of different exercises to do lots of different things. This is what this book showcases. But just a simple domain take on can be spectacularly expansive, enlightening, enrapturing, awe-inspiring, like incredible, just something as simple as this. And why would we not want to experience something like that in our everyday? Because don't we want to feel like full to the brim of being alive in a very natural way, not in a forced way, not in a I must feel better, but just in a natural, whoa, there's a domain high and take on. That's what we all want, surely. So that is our gift to you. So new year, that 24 hours, there's going to be magical domain energetics flowing around you for all of you that listen to this. We don't want anything back in exchange from it other than we just want to know we're loving you as much as we can, and that you're enjoying the flows of domain energetics as much as you can, because domain's for all. That's why I want to shout about it from the rooftops. So my darlings, okay, just seeing Kerry's just also saying, feel my cells are regenerating my left shoulder. It feels amazing, tingling, feeling awesome. Yeah, you were taking that domain take on and really focusing on almost that cellular healing as well, Kerry. It's working in other areas in my body too. And what I'm getting, Kerry, is for you that sense of kind of uplift as well, that elevation, that enhancement, that invigoration. That is what is occurring for you as you're allowing that full take on with domain as well. So again, you don't need to rush out of this. I can feel that the energy that's flowing with myself as I'm wielding domain's energetics are going to keep rolling today for me, and I flipping love it. A day without domain feels very like, I don't know, flat. A day with domain, which is pretty much every day for me now. It's every day because it's such a natural for my energy to work with now. And this is where we want to help everyone get to. It's just a natural port of call for your energy. You're not even consciously saying I must connect into domain. Your energy just naturally pulls from it all the time. How flipping awesome is that? So amazing. Helen saying thank you. I saw multicolored celebration relaxation. Beautiful. It's so lovely to see you, Helen, darling. Mwah. Thank you for sharing also. Kerry saying I'm loving it too. This is the thing, and this is why we also say don't rush out of it. And I'm going to share something with you that's actually quite personal. I remember when I was starting to experience flows like this, I would be like, and now I want to go live and share it. And being told, no, like the world can wait. This is for you. Even times when people were waiting for me or wanting me to get back to them, and like being told, no, the world can wait. This is for you. And by you interrupting because you're feeling like you should do X, Y, and Z, whether it's a live or calling someone or whatever it is, like you're taking yourself out of something that's so precious for you. Domains for you first and foremost. That's why we always teach, use it for you first and foremost, and then do other things beyond that if you want to as well. So don't rush out of it. Like, put yourself first, because when you're really elevated, that's when you have the best experience, on a day-to-day basis, and when you can just exude energy out in a way that's wanted or needed elsewhere, but very naturally, but you're putting you first. It's so important. Benita saying, it's so lovely to have you all here. Benita saying, excitement energy began to build from the beginning of this live. I love it. During this live, gradually building, where are we? Gradually building, and then became more potent just before you opened the intentional connection from the main practice. And we know your energy flipping loves domain, Benita, don't we? Like, you literally just were like that with it. Excitement is the energetic take on today. I instantly received from domain from day one of reading. Yeah, you did. So I'm sure Benita won't mind me saying she literally drank the book up and was literally like, everything was like action stations, wasn't it, for you? Domain just was like flowing so beautifully with you. This really is a natural excitement. I love that. And that's so perfectly fitting with what we've been saying. It's not enforced, is it? It's not like I'm going to drum up excitement. It's just there. Natural excitement along with a caring, loving boost within how much excitement to be felt. Oh, I love this, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm understanding this was a way to share with me confirmation that this was the flow coming in for this take-on practice. Then once the connection to the flow from domain to today was felt, the boost of energetics settled. It's a liken to domain energetics and my own energy. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. And this is the thing, as we always say, everyone will work with domain energetics in a way that's right for them. Domain will never give you too much. It will never bombard. It will never give you anything you're not wanting. It's always responding to what your energy is wanting. Even when it's unexpected for you, unconsciously your energy is wanting things, and domain then brings that to you, and then it comes into your conscious awareness, and you're like, wow, it's just giving me this incredible dose of love sequencing just to make me feel good, because that is everything. Imagine a planet of humans feeling good. Imagine a planet riding in highs of domain every single day. Can you imagine? And then doing incredible creational things with sequencing around that as well, if they're wanting to. Can you imagine? Utopious living, vibrant living. That's what it's all about. And that's why we weave so much colour into the book as well on the colour edition, because we're wanting to really elevate that vibrancy for all of you as well. So thank you so much for sharing, for those of you that have wanted to share. It's lovely to see and to read. And yes, so just really enjoy. So again, this is a kind of a very different episode of Domain TV, perhaps, to even the one we did last week, where we were talking about domain take-ons and seeing Sali in your home. This is very much about the beauty and simplicity in your everyday, which is just as important, in fact more important than broader things as well, because it has to be a you first energy. And so just keep enjoying. So know that on New Year, if it's wanted by you, we're going to be flowing energetics just to really enhance and just help those highs even more. And then as we go into 2025, it's not about setting intentions. It's not about, it's actually not about making kind of really big plans and setting goals necessarily, unless of course you're wanting to. From Domain's point of view, it's just knowing that Domain's with you for always, for all of next year and for always, and it will keep elevating and bringing us more and more. This is why we say enlightenment, new possibilities, new opportunities. It's like more, always. And so there's no rush with it. You don't want to force it, but just know, having Domain with you, now you know about it, it's just going to keep enhancing our living. And there's so much to come. So my gosh, so much to come. We've got something new that we'll be sharing with you in January. We've got the School of Domain Energetics. For those of you that are developing your energy with Domain, we've got the incredible Pathway to Thrive Facebook group. Like, there's so much about the messaging of Domain going wider now, because it is for all. It's not just to be kept to a few of us. So 2025 is going to be beautiful, but for you first and foremost, and for me first and foremost, knowing that every day in 2025 we have access to the beautiful Domain. For me, that is so fulfilling and so everything. So we hope you feel that too. So my darlings, it's been lovely to see you, whether it's live or on replay. I can see, whether it's live or on replay. Bear with me, just want to check I've read all of Benita's comment. Yes, lush connection. Mwah. So just enjoy, have the most wonderful new year, and that's kind of the energy we want to share with you. 2025 being a year where you have access to Domain, and it's glorious. I can never find the right words. I can never find a strong enough word that conveys how I really feel, because I don't think it exists in the dictionary. But 2025 being a year where we have Domain truly available to us, and we're truly flowing within it and wielding it and having the possibility to do that every single day. That for me literally makes me want to bite down on 2025 and all that's to come, and then beyond, in these incredible lives of ours. So that's what we're wanting to share with you, and that's what we're wanting to help to, I guess, kind of I don't know, lead your 2025 with, and that's why we're sharing this energetic gift with you for New Year's Day. So we love you so much, and we just want to say thank you to all of you that, as we've said before, have been reading the book, have been using Domain, have worked with myself through the school Domain Energetics, like however you've done it, through the book, through the school, like however you've done it. Thank you for being here, for being the incredible souls that you are, because one day Domain will be way more well known. And to have you precious souls as the early ones that are picking up that book, that are taking the energetics within it and running within it, that are embracing Domain with an open heart and open eyes and so much love, this just for me is just part of that huge Domain circle of love. And so I just want to say thank you. And I know I'm probably going off on one, but you know, we wouldn't be here doing what we're doing without, you know, you guys being so open and the early kind of energetic pioneers and voyagers with Domain. Every single one of you is so precious, however you're interacting with it. Like we say, whether it's through watching any of our social media, whether it's through the book, whether it's through the school, like however it is, we love you, and we're so excited for all that's to come in 2025. I can't even get my words out. And we've got the Domain event in August 2025 as well, here in Alfriston. Oh my God, there's so much scrum to come. So we love you. So have a wonderful new year. We'll see you again next Friday for our next episode. But in the meantime, have a wonderful new year. Emma, darling, so lovely to see you. Love you so much. And let's, just start flowing from here on in, just knowing that wonderful intention, if you want to call it an intention, but that wonderful knowing and understanding that we can have Domain as a part of our everyday, every single day throughout 2025. And I personally cannot imagine anything better than that. That for me is, utopious living. So we love you, my darlings. Have a wonderful new year. We'll see you next Friday. Sending you so much love, and thank you again, as always, for being here. We love you. Can't wait to see you next week. Mwah. See you soon.